Welcome to the Prove It podcast, where we let go of proving to the world and start proving what's possible. I'm your host, Michaela, prosperity coach, purpose-driven entrepreneur, and woman of faith. This is for the ones who dare to prosper differently, who choose calling over conformity, purpose over pressure, and alignment with divine design over hustle culture. Through honest conversations and transformative stories, we'll explore what happens when you stop chasing approval and start becoming who you were always meant to be. Because your worth isn't up for debate, but how you live, that's where you prove it. Hello, welcome to Prove It. I'm your host, Michaela, prosperity coach, purpose-driven entrepreneur, woman of faith, wife, and mom of three. Ever since I can remember, I have been driven, ambitious, and relentless in pursuing things that I'm passionate about. See, I'm the oldest child as well as the oldest grandchild on my mom's side. So I grew up hearing the age-old message, you need to set the example for your younger siblings and your cousins. They're all looking up to you. Can any of you relate? I found a lot of pride in that, but I also started putting a lot of pressure on myself to prove my worth through being good, through achieving goals, and through going after and accomplishing impressive things. Eventually, I was completely stuck in the cycle of trying to prove my worth so I could get that external validation that I craved. The problem was when I failed, or when I felt like my efforts and accomplishments went unnoticed, my sense of self-worth went out the window. So fast forward a couple of years, I'm married and I'm a new mom to a son who was born with a rare syndrome. We actually didn't know that he had this beforehand, and there were only about 50 reported cases in the world when he was born. So it felt like the rug was pulled out from under me. I became mildly obsessed with the concept of confidence, because I sure as heck didn't have much of that, but I wanted to instill rock solid confidence in him so badly because I was so scared of him having to grow up in a world filled with people who may not be kind to him. As he grew up, I did the best I could to nurture his confidence. And then one day when he was 9 years old, he asked my husband and me a question that changed things for me forever. He said, I noticed that I'm a little different than other kids at school. I have a hearing aid and I've had a lot of surgeries. Why? Well, we sat him down and told him about his syndrome, that he was born with this and that it caused certain parts of his body to not develop properly. And I will never forget his response. He simply said, wow, I'm blessed by God. That made such an impact on me. Here I was trying to figure out for years how to help him become confident in who he is, and he already had it figured out. He knew who he was, he knew who God was, and he trusted that he was divinely designed with a unique mission and purpose. The rest of my journey is a long story, but that was really the turning point for me in discovering true prosperity, which is what I help my clients achieve. The world teaches us that prosperity is solely superficial, that prosperity is having financial success. But in my years of study and discovery, I found that the true definition of prosperity, God's way of prosperity, is actually to go forward with hope. It is the ability to show up as your wholest, healthiest self, leaning into your divine purpose with faith and trust, and moving forward with hope no matter what challenges come your way. Now, before I learned this, I was stuck in what I call negative proving. Negative proving is rooted in fear, scarcity, and external validation. It shows up as perfectionism, people-pleasing, comparison, overworking, or hiding your true self. And it leads to burnout, anxiety, lack of fulfillment, and being stuck in self-doubt. But there is another side to proving. I call it positive proving. And it's rooted in growth, faith, and stewardship. It's driven by faith, purpose, and a desire to become more of who God designed us to be. So it looks like taking action despite fear, developing talents, stepping outside comfort zones, and aligning choices with values. The result is peace, confidence, spiritual growth, and meaningful impact. And that's really what this podcast is all about. Every week, you'll hear from accomplished guests who have had to overcome their own version of negative proving to become more aligned, confident, and have a meaningful impact on the world. They dared to prosper differently, and they are here to prove what's possible when you fully own who you were divinely designed to be. If you like the sound of this, please subscribe to this podcast and share it with anyone who you feel could benefit from this message. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next episode. If today's episode stirred something in you, I'd love to hear about it. Share your takeaways, leave a review, and don't forget to subscribe so you can keep uncovering what's possible when you stop proving and start becoming. You don't have to prove your worth. You're here to prove what's possible when you fully own who you were divinely designed to be. Live with faith, lead with boldness, prosper with purpose. Prove it.